It's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Too damn hot.
Yep.
That's why we're inside.
Yeah, that's why we're in the room. The man cave. The hunting room.
We are in the man cave / hunting room / racing room. And it's hot.
Yeah. Had the kids outside playing in the sprinkler and the little kiddie pool and everything today, and I had to start drinking beer at 1 o'clock. It's too hot to do anything else.
I agree 100%.
Mm.
So I reckon on this episode we just kind of want to explain what's been going on for the past couple years and kind of a backstory of everything that's having to do with that. And yeah, we're gonna talk about our giveaway we're gonna be doing with Foggy Buck. We're gonna be giving away a bag of Rack Max, and kind of want to go over some of this Foggy Buck stuff that we've been getting our hands on and actually using in the field, and how much the deer are actually loving this stuff. I mean,
yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah, they are digging a hole to get to this stuff. So, especially the Rack Max.
Picture proof.
Yeah,
coming.
Exactly. But last episode we kind of went over Hunter's first deer this past year, and yeah, my season was pretty dry, but I kind of just to jump right into it, I kind of started off with like an idea 5 years ago that I was going to try to grow and possibly kill a mature buck on family property. And this is less than 100 acres, and Hunter will tell you I'm surrounded on each side by people that kill everything that's got a horn on its head. So it was a very hard thing to do, not to kill everything that walked, because we had some fairly decent bucks at one time on that piece of property.
Well, it's a double-edged sword when it comes to passing these certain deer, because you got to have the mindset of, you got to let them go to let them grow kind of thing. But at the same time, if you've got the mindset of, if I don't kill him, then my neighbor's going to, then you're no better than the neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but based on your trail camera pictures these past couple weeks, it's working.
It's working.
They're in there.
I will say it is working, but it's been a long 5 years. It's been a long process. And, 2 years ago, I could still see clear across that cut down, which is basically half of my hunting property that I have. I could see clear across it. And now everything is over 10 foot tall, and there's no way you're going to get through it. And if you don't know where the open spots are, you're not going to find them.
And I'm thinking, based on previous years, what I'm hoping for is now that cut down's all grown up the way it is, it's really going to help out a lot with the pressure from surrounding properties.
Yeah, because I haven't been in the cut down, period.
No, I mean, there's most parts you can't get in there.
No, I can't.
Like you said, unless you know where those open spots are, which, I mean, we know where they are.
Yeah.
But unless you spend a bunch of time in there and you know where the open spots are on those cut downs, you're not getting in there.
No.
And the deer know that too.
Yep.
I believe. I
think
they know that too.
Every tall, like, from the very beginning of 5 years ago, me hunting this piece of property, anything that was taller than the grass, they would bed next to. So if it was a patch of sweet gums coming back up, or one little oak tree stuck out there, or one little longleaf pine, they'd get to the downwind side of that thing, and they would bed there. Well, they're doing it to this day, and they're still. I think that's one of the main bedding areas of that area.
Yeah, it's got to be. And I mean, the biggest thing is they're going to bed where they're most comfortable. I mean, we've got pictures of them, farms here, and the farms up in Ohio where they bed in the middle of food plots.
Yeah.
So they're going to bed where they're most comfortable at. So,
and where the coolest place is, especially right now.
I mean, it's almost 6:30, and it's actual temperature is 91 degrees.
Yeah.
The real feels almost 100 at 6:30 at night.
I bet you the thermometer on the porch is like 105.
Oh, it's got to be.
It was 110 earlier, and I was like, nope, we're doing this inside.
Yeah. I'm on my 7 days off right now. So I had a buddy of mine, he sent me a picture from work the other day. We've got thermometers inside the building, and they were maxing at like 110 inside of the building at work. Inside the
I
plant.
don't miss that.
Yeah, it's rough.
I do not miss that.
But yeah, I think we're just going to cover Foggy Buck, farm management. So we've got, between the two of us, we've got 3 different farms in 2 different states that we manage. And Foggy Buck's made a big difference in how we manage it and how the deer are acting on the properties. So they've been a very valuable asset to add to the Week of 16, that's for sure.
I didn't turn that on airplane mode. I can't believe it's still recording though.
Is it?
Yeah, I just got a phone call.
Oh, well, let it roll.
Yeah, let it go. Well, send some up.
Yeah, there you go. Brandon don't know it yet, but I'm gonna add a little extra to the giveaway. My man coming in with the spinner.
Yeah, boy.
I hear you.
The anti-spill too. That's great around kids, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But back to what we was saying. So I guess the first shooter deer that I had down there was 3 years. Well, back in 2022, I had that 1.8 point, and then
yeah, and
back then you could still see clear across the cut down. The grass
Mm-hmm.
in there wasn't tallest thing in there might have been 5 foot tall.
yeah, I was about to say 5-6 foot at the most, and that was in small patches. I mean, it's few and far between.
Yeah. And so I had that 1.8 point in there that I considered a shooter. I had him come in one morning, and I missed a shot on him at 20 yards.
Mm-hmm.
No, excuse me, 31 yards. I seen him come out, and then about 100 yards to my left, like straight out into the cut down, and he went around this big old patch of junk out there, and I just pulled the grunt call out and just one time, and I seen his head come up, and he just beeline right. I knew
Yep.
exactly where he was going to come.
Oh yeah.
And so I ranged where he was going to step out on the deer trail, 31 yards. Set the bow, and whenever I drew, I didn't realize it, but there was a sweet gum tree right beside me. It had little fingers on it.
Sweet guns, boy.
And I laid that arrow right on one of them fingers, and it picked it up out of the rest just enough that whenever I cut it loose at the deer, I shot here and the arrow went over there. And I mean, he jumped and turned around and looked like, what the mess was that? And I'm reaching for another arrow, and by the time he just
He's
skipped out,
gone.
he's gone. And
It's heartbreaking, man.
it
But
is, but
if you bow hunting long enough, it's gonna happen.
oh yeah,
I've missed and made bad shots. I hate to admit it, but it is what it is. I have made bad shots on deer and had them on camera 2 weeks later. I have missed. That's just part of bow hunting.
yeah. If you do this long enough, you are gonna mess up.
Oh yeah.
That's the name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But 2022 missed that 8 point. 2023 was just slow.
Yeah.
I shot that 1.7. No. When did I shoot the 7 point? Was that 23?
That's 23.
Yeah, 23. I shot the 7 point, but that was here, and that's the last thing that's dropped by me.
Yeah.
The past 2 seasons have been, well, last year was just, I had the 2 run-ins.
Yeah, I thought about bringing a pack of snack sticks since you hadn't had any venison in a while.
We still got a little bit in the freezer,
There you
but
go.
we are nursing it. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
We are nursing it.
I'll tell you, that's one thing, man. At my house right now, I mean, like we talked about in the last video, I had a killer year this past year. I mean, I
did.
was on fire. And we had been deer meat left and right. I mean, I'll take a backstrap and I'll pan sear it just for meat.
Yeah.
And I mean, but it runs out quick.
It goes fast.
When you're doing spaghetti, tacos, burgers.
Yeah.
Like last night, we did breakfast for dinner at my house. I got my nephew and my niece and then my 3 kids. So I've got 8 people in my house right now that I was cooking for last night. And I cooked 2 packs of my deer sausage last night. And then the leftovers, I turned around and had it for breakfast this morning.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, hey. But like I said, it runs out quick. And when you realize you start getting low, you got to nurse that. It's like, oh, I got 2 more months till opener, and it's still
Yeah.
hot as crap. So I
It
probably
is.
got 3 months till I kill another one. So,
I don't know. Them bucks keep showing up.
if
over
they
here.
stay up, like, when was that video you sent us? Today or yesterday?
That was today.
If they keep showing up like that, you have, what, 4 bucks in there?
There was
One
4
of them was a
bucks,
shooter?
and I think 2 of them was a shooter. But not the one that was in the far back. That was the 3rd one in row. His right side it looks huge, but
Yeah.
his left is funked up. Like it's all messed up.
He
It's
might have
just
got hit.
straight.
He might have got hurt.
He might have,
He
but
might have
that,
took some pedicle damage if
that,
he did.
that right side looks huge. But then you got that big wide buck that Brittany's got her eye on. She wants him something bad. So
Yeah, you got to let her go.
oh yeah,
She's shooting that VXR. I know she's itching.
she is.
That's a sweet shooting bow.
It is.
I
It's
can
hanging right behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've drew some blood with that bow. Not very much. I think I killed I had that bow for 2 or 3 years, and I killed 2 deer with it. Yeah. That's a sweet shooting little bow now. In my opinion, that's one of the best bows Matthews ever made.
Yeah, VXR.
Excuse me, that BXR. Which, I mean, we're all Matthews through and through, so you can go shoot whatever you want to shoot. I'll tell anybody that. Go to your bow shop, shoot all of them. Shoot a Matthews, shoot a Hoyt, shoot an Elite.
It's whatever makes you happy.
Go to Bass Pro Shops and shoot a bear.
There you go.
Whatever's comfortable for you, that's what you shoot. Me personally, I'll shoot Matthews. I'll probably shoot Matthews to the day I'm dead, unless somebody pays me enough money to shoot something different. But that's my daddy shot Matthews. My stepdaddy shot Hoyt until I bought him a Matthews, and now that's all he shoots. Shout out Whitetails Unlimited. I bought his bow at the banquet for a stupid deal. I got my dad the lift. Yes, it was last year. I bought my dad the lift, 31, brand new at the Whitetails Unlimited banquet for $850, brand new.
Yeah, buddy.
So, yeah. All right, let's get back into the farms.
So,
What we got going on? What we doing up here with the Foggy Bucks on your farm? Then we'll get into mine.
all right. So, right now we're fixing to put some Buck Wild in the ground. This is like their summertime forage blend.
It's definitely summertime.
Oh yeah, it is definitely summertime here in South Carolina. It's their high protein summer blend, high forage yield. It's got soybeans. I'm just gonna read it off the back here. It's got soybeans, buckwheat, sunflower seeds, sorghum, and that's it. A little bit of inert matter, but that's in everything. That's just casings and shells and all that good stuff.
Make it look pretty.
Yep. But we're fixing to put this in our big food plot at the farm, and then we're probably going to plow this in and go with what Hunter is going to be planting.
So I've got Uncle Ted's. I'm gonna wait a couple more, probably a month and a half or so before I plant mine. This is gonna run me through the rest of the year. I had another food plot blend in the ground already before we got up with these guys. Not gonna mention any names, but it failed miserably. Brandon was at my farm with me 2 days ago,
Yeah.
and you saw how much dirt was there compared to what should have been clover.
Yeah.
When I planted in March, and we've had more than enough rain. Did everything the way you're supposed to for a clover plot. Been mowing. It came up good and pretty for about 2 weeks, and it just failed. So I got up with the Foggy Buck guys. I'm going to be running to Uncle Ted's. I went out to my farm. I went ahead and sprayed what was left of the failed food plot. If you're going on a budget, you need to, if you don't want to go through the process of doing the whole your soil test and getting this and getting that to get your soil right, do what I did. Go to your Lowe's, your Home Depot, whatever. I can't remember the name of it. I'll send you a picture of it. We can overlay it later. Yep. Just your basic 10-10-10 or a 12-10-10 fertilizer. I'm going to give it about 2 weeks. Like I said, I just went and sprayed yesterday. I'm going to give it about 2 weeks. I'm going to go put the fertilizer out. And then 2 weeks after that, depending on when we get some rain, a day or so ahead of a good rain, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put the Uncle Ted's out. This is going to run me through majority of the year, probably into the late season. But this is going to be more of a fall blend, so it's not going to run me into the spring. Well, the little bit of clover that's in here might. It's got some good crimson clover in it. It's 9.3% of the crimson clover. But outside of that, it's just going to run me through deer season. Come January, February, when it actually starts getting somewhat cold here, most of this is going to die off. It's trophy oats, field peas, rape, radish, clovers, sorghum, purple top turnips, and then just filler after that. But your biggest percent is the trophy oats, and that's at 39%. So that's where I'm going to be. That's going to be my two food plots right there. Are going to be the Uncle Ted's. Of course, we're both running Rack Max on all three farms right now. Here at home and the farm in Ohio, we're running Rack Max. And then the cream of the crop is the top coat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Foggy Buck, they also have, if you're not doing food plots, if you're just a corn pile guy, girl, whatever, if you're just a corn pile hunter, then they have their Bean Freak, which is a good mix of corn, soybeans, and some fillers. You got sunflowers in the Bean Freak.
I think it's just corn and soybeans.
Is it just corn and soybeans?
I'm pretty sure it's just corn and soybeans. Now the Wicked Mix, I think it has the sunflowers.
That's where the cottonseed.
No, that's one thing it doesn't have. It doesn't have cottonseed.
Okay, I'm going off of memory here because I don't have a bag in front of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Foggy Buck, they've got the Bean Freak, which we've got a bag of it. It's corn and soybeans, or if you just want to go and dump out a bag of Walmart corn, your top coat right here, that's exactly what it is. It's in the name. It is a top layer coating. You dump your corn out, you sprinkle it over the top of it, and it just... If I could open up this thing right now and y'all smell it through camera, we'd do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you.
It smells delicious. You could open it up and use it as an air freshener.
Yeah. Well, it's like I was on the phone with Brad from Foggy Buck the other day, and I was talking to him about the top coat and everything else. And then my wife just come out of the background. Yeah, it smells good too.
It does.
But I mean, that's all it is. It's an attractant. It smells good.
It's actually got a bunch of herbal stuff in it, so it's like garlic and thyme and ginger, rosemary. So I mean, it's not just an attractant; it also helps with their circulation and blood flow and all that. So it's an added mineral and added plus that, and it's actually already in the Rack Max. So they've already got some of this mixed in there. You can actually see it down at the bottom here. That's actually some of the top coat mixed in it. Rack Max is what we're going to be giving away, and for the giveaway, all you have to do is go make sure to like this video, you're subscribed to us on YouTube, and you like Foggy Buck Outdoors on Facebook. As long as you got them two, you could be the winner of a free bag of Rack Max.
And I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a little bit more on top of it. When we post this video on YouTube, like I said, you got to like and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit that little bell for the notifications.
Yep.
If we get at least 100 likes on this video, I'll throw in a can of the top coat to go along with the Rack Max for later on in the year whenever you want to go put your corn out.
Yep.
So, the Foggy Buck, they've got you covered. Between food plots, mineral, feed, whatever you're wanting to do, whatever kind of deer hunter you are, they've got you covered.
Yep. And there's some great guys right there in Conover, North Carolina.
I'd call Brad right now.
Yeah.
And he'd get on here and he'd talk with us.
Oh, yeah.
I know he would.
Yeah, absolutely. Which we might need to do that. We might need to get them guys on a good call.
Yeah, see if we can get Brad and Jody in, or in person would be even better.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. We have to talk to them guys about it.
And little shameless plug here. We don't have any camouflage companies backing us, but they also sell Huntworth. Huntworth's where it's at, in my opinion.
Hey, they got them.
My man over here is a little bit different, but Huntworth is where it's at, if you ask me.
Hey, I am just hung up on my First Light stuff. Yeah. I can't get off of it.
I don't blame you, man. It's good stuff. But yeah, Foggy Buck Outdoors, those guys, they've got it figured out. My biggest thing with this Rack Max, and we can move on from it after that. You got most of your minerals and stuff like this. The number one ingredient in there is gonna be salt. And that is not the case with the Rack Max. They got away from the salt the best that they could. Obviously, there's going to be some in there. It's going to be in any mineral mix you find. But they got away from the salt and focused more on the vitamins and minerals.
Yep.
And the salt came in on the back end instead of it being the other way around. So you think a lot of your mineral licks, your mineral blocks, a lot of people say that they're just like candy for the deer. They're not really good for anything other than getting trail camera pictures. That's not the case with the Rack Max, because it's actually beneficial for antler development, fawn development, and then after the fawn's born, it's also really good for milk development from mama. So
you're gonna, as long as you put out, a half a bag of Rack Max, every once in a while in the same spot, you're gonna be feeding a whole generation of deer. Basically, so you're going to be feeding the mama the fawn, and the bucks are going to come to it. They were hammering this plot over here this morning.
Yeah, you're twins. You got a set of twins out here.
I got a set of twins here, and I got a set of twins at the farm.
Do you?
Yep.
I don't have any twins this year, but I tell you, and we'll post a picture of it on here. I've actually posted a picture already on my personal social media. But where I had the rack max, we just went out to my farm the other day, and well, it's not my farm. It's a permission piece. Shout out Randy Witherspoon. Love you, buddy. I went and touched up my rack max. So the way I did mine is in both spots where I was going to put a mineral, I dumped an entire bag. And then probably month and a half went by, and we went back out there just the other day and touched it up. When Brandon was out there, they have dug a hole that deep, probably that big around, in the ground, looking for more of it because they tore it up that good.
They are hammering this stuff. We can't stress that enough. And it honestly surprised me because I've been using mineral for a long time. Different brands, Trophy Rock.
Supply, go out and get your Trophy Rock or your Salt Licks or whatever.
I mean, if you just get I've thrown out cattle blocks before just to have something out there, and they, I've used deer cocaine, I've used all the powders and stuff. Nothing has attracted whitetails in this area as much as the Rack Max has for me. And I know on your farm they are hammering it too.
Oh yeah.
So,
because see where I'm at, and we'll go back to, a full breakdown of what you've done the past 5 years at your farm.
And that the mineral sites has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But where I'm at, like I said a minute ago, it's a permission piece. So there's only so much that I can do. And just the Rack Max alone, I've put out, like you were saying, a bunch of different brands, mineral licks. And I mean, the deer would come in, they mess with a little bit, and they leave. But the farm that I'm hunting here, it's just surrounded by bedding. So they got to go all kinds of different directions to get the feed, minus what we put in the ground and what we put out. And the amount of deer that I'm seeing this year on the Rack Max compared to previous years, they're not leaving this piece as much to go to food because they're here, and it's making a big difference in the deer numbers.
Yeah, and the only thing that's got me worried with my farm down there is I haven't seen a buck on like the actual our property side, not the cut down side. I haven't seen a buck on a camera yet over there. And it's weird because we called I had Rowdy on camera in May last year.
Yeah.
And he was on every feeder. He was in every food plot, but he was nocturnal.
He was cruising through it.
Every single time he was just in there cruising. And didn't find out till later in the season actually where he was daylighting at. And had that one run in with him and just couldn't get turned around in time.
Yeah, but that was your first time hunting in a saddle too.
That was first time.
There's only so much you could do about that.
That was the first. So last year I had 2 opportunities to kill a deer, and the first one was on my target buck, which he's going to be my number 1 target buck again this year, Lord willing. And he come in with a little small rinky-dink spike, straight to me, and then he just beelined off, went around me, and instead of shooting one direction, I was going to have to spin completely around on my predator platform, and this was like, I'm still green in the saddle. Like I haven't saddle hunted maybe a month and a half.
Yeah, I was about to say, at this time, I don't even think you've had your setup for 3 months.
No, I got it right at the beginning of last season.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was green, really, really green, which I'm still green, but I know enough to be dangerous now.
Yeah.
But and it was our first season self-filming, so that was another added on learning adventure, still trying to figure out, obviously.
Yeah.
But he come in, circled around me, and come all the way back around to where finally I had enough room where I could move. And as I'm turning around, I'd already turned the camera around, I bumped the camera as I'm turning, and you can see the camera move, and then you see Rowdy just walk by the camera.
Yeah.
Just old and brute. And that the spike that was in there with him, he knew something was up, but he just couldn't pinpoint it. But it was still hot. This was like the beginning of October.
Yeah,
it was still warm. So just to beat his nose was a game winner for me because
as you get in there, I mean, hunting down here, I mean, you don't get any kind of cool weather till mid-November.
maybe if we're lucky, the end of October. We have had a cool Halloween here and there.
Yeah, not this past Halloween.
No, it was hot as crap.
It was warm this past Halloween.
Yeah, if we get lucky.
Yeah. The month of October's been really good for me. Just over the years overall. The buck I killed with my granddaddy's shotgun, I killed him in October. My buck last year, I killed him in October. Just down here, October's been good for me.
I shot that 7-point October 19th.
Yeah.
It's just something about that second to third week in October, everything just...
Well, the weather at that point in time is really starting to change. It's still warm, but we're getting away from the dog days.
Yeah.
And if you ain't from around here, you don't know what dog days are.
We're in them right now.
We're in them right now.
Yeah.
But
my air conditioner has not cut off all day.
Oh, I went into mine. We keep it set at 68 inside of my house. And I was on the phone with the wife earlier. I went over there. It had been running nonstop. And it was sitting at 71 inside the house.
Mine is set at 75. I don't hear you complaining.
No, it feels good in here right now compared to it being 90-something outside right now with 100% humidity.
God. Yeah, and it's like 77 in here, and it ain't cut off yet.
All right, but outside of the Foggy Buck, which we've got them guys pretty well covered. We'll cover the giveaway a little bit more at the end of the video. Outside of the Foggy Buck, what all have you done on your property for your 5-year plan?
So we started out, I started out.
Yeah, I was about to say, ain't no we.
Yeah.
It was
you. Yeah, a lot.
It was a lot of you.
A lot of the me train.
Yeah.
I started out like I knew where I wanted my food plots at because it was the only 2 patches of dirt in there that didn't have a tree on it. I mean, I was kind of limited to what I could do.
Yeah, if you're going to start managing a piece of property, that's the first thing you need to figure out.
Yeah. And so we went in there and grinded it up and planted some food plots 3 years ago. And this is like after I'd done hunted it for 2 years on both sides. I had a slew of trail cameras in there. I'd already done the feeders, and I've been keeping the feeders running for 2 years straight already. And then decided to go on in there and do my food plots the 3rd year, and that's whenever the deer activity really started to pick up. I could tell a big difference that 3rd year whenever there was just food on the ground everywhere. And yeah, they was hitting the feeders, but they wasn't hitting them as much. I mean, it would be 2 weeks before I have to go to a feeder.
Yeah. See, in my opinion, I don't want to cut you off, but if you've got a good food plot established, whether it's beans, turnips, clover, whatever, if you've got a good food plot established over the past couple years, they're going to run through that food plot and they're going to eat everything they can out of there before they go eat corn that's dumped on the ground.
Yeah.
That's because it's
leafy green. Yeah.
That, and it's almost, I guess, more natural to them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you put a feeder in the middle of a good clover plot or turnips or whatever it is, and they're not going to the feeder, they're not going to your corn that's dumped on the ground, it's not a big deal. There's nothing wrong with your corn. There's nothing wrong with your feeder. Do what you got to do. It's just they're going towards what's more natural for them. So, and I mean, I think that's going to be the big reason why, because of what you're saying. At this point, you've got 3 years into working on your food plots, correct?
Yeah. Well,
so, I mean,
this will be our 3rd year planting in there.
Yeah.
So, then we went in this winter and cut a new spot out for a new food plot that I was going to do just a full turnip strip in, just plant straight turnips or something.
Is that the one I hunted last year?
No, that was the small food plot.
Okay.
This is the new one that we cut, that little path. It's off the main food plot. It's just like a straight shot. It bulbs out at the end. There's a feeder and all that stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm with you now.
Yeah, and there's actually, I got a feeder and a rack max side in there now. So, but like I said, the only thing that's been in there is coons.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a buck in there yet. But, 250 yards away.
You've
Rowdy's there.
4 or 5 bucks in
there
there at one time. So.
Yeah, and I mean, you got a slew of little rinky bucks. And I think we seen the buck that broke his antler off. I think we seen him on camera the other night. Thank you.
So the one that broke off last year?
Yeah, the one that we
Broke his
broke the right side off.
Yeah.
His is jacked up. So this side's gonna be right, but this side's just one big lump.
He had to have had some pedicle damage.
Yeah, he broke it off good. So he might be a cull.
Hey, that little man in there put him on there.
That's it. We'll let him get stuck up there with the bear.
Listen, the way he's been out there shooting that elk.
At 60 yards.
At 60 yards. But I'm telling you, that thing.
Yeah.
Don't. But I mean, he's double lunging him every
Yeah.
time. It's got a freaking rainbow of an arch to it, but he's smoking him every time
he's
at 60
shooting
yards.
6 miles high just to get it there.
Hey, but it's getting there.
His bow is at 15 pounds, so 60 yards is a little much.
60, I don't think he wouldn't have the penetration at 60. I wouldn't let him shoot anything past 20, 25 yards.
No.
I wouldn't.
I don't even know if he'd bury it at 25, it's 15 pounds. I don't know.
He'd get one lung. He'd be all right.
I'm going to call you for the tracking.
That's fine. I'll take Oakley out there. We'll track him down. That ain't no big deal. That's what I got her for. That's, yeah.
Back to what you were saying, you said a while ago that they're not scared of your feeder. That's a lie. Because High Right come in last year, the last day of deer season, and he spooked off that feeder.
Really?
That's what spooked him. He come out, and I mean...
Was that a new feeder? Or
no,
had you had it out there all year?
That feeder had been in there for months.
It might have been new to him.
He'd been on it. I don't understand what spooked him.
Something else had him spooked. It had to be just bad timing. Because I have seen deer spook off of a feeder when it's new. But, I mean, if that feeder stays there, it's not coming in and out, and the way our moultrie feeders are, you can control the amount of feed that's dumping out from your phone, from the app. So, I mean, that's probably, in my opinion, the biggest plus. Yeah, speak of the devil, there it is right there. Get your feed hub.
There it is.
But yeah, through moultrie with the feed hubs, you can go in there and you can control the amount of feed that's coming out of that thing at any point in time. You can change it at any point in time. You don't have to go in there and do it.
Yeah,
and
keep your
if
scent
you're
out of there.
Yeah, if you're wanting to only go in once a month or once every 3 months or whatever, you just get on there and say, hey, I'm going to turn it back a little bit and I'm going to keep my scent out of there.
Yep.
Once you get to that point, the feeder, I mean, it's just another thing that's in the woods.
Yep.
So, yeah, Moultrie's got it figured out.
So, we've got everything established in my food plot except, well, on my piece of property except one thing that I really want to do, and I've got half of it already taken care of, and that is a water source. A good, clean water source.
This year.
Yeah. And so I got a 275 gallon ICB tank out there that I'm going to use to either fill and leave to control the level of the water, let's put it on a float, or use that to transport water back and forth to a hole. Yeah. I just haven't decided yet. But I did see that Grizzly makes like a feeder trough style.
Yeah.
So that might be the way to go, and just use a tractor to tote the water tank back there and fill it up. Because I want to say it's a 100-gallon trough.
The Grizzly trough?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
100 gallon?
Don't quote me on that.
No, I'm not. I looked at it for a briefly last night on the Arctic website because I was watching the Crush, and then I seen a Grizzly blind commercial, and I was like, I really want to look at them.
Man, Grizzly stuff's nice. I mean, they're coolers. That's Mama, my wife, if you're watching this, you know, my birthday's in 3 days. I'd really like a Grizzly cooler.
There you go.
But, yeah, I mean, Grizzly stuff's nice. I mean, they've got, they got your little bag coolers you can throw in the truck all the way up to, I think it's a 500 quart.
That big one you could get inside and use it as an ice bath.
Yeah, see, I want one of those. I needed one of them this morning. I did a 1.5 mile run this morning. I needed an ice bath.
You probably needed a shower too.
No, I took me a cold shower. That's what I did. But
I thought I smelled something earlier.
Yeah, no, I don't wash now. But yeah, I'm telling you, Grizzly's got it going on, man. And I really didn't know much about Grizzly until they partnered up with the WCB guys. That's when I got real big into Grizzly, paying attention to them. But yeah, I mean, everything from a little bag cooler to throw in the back seat of your truck, all the way up to like a 4-man hunting blind. They've got it covered. So,
and I want them. I want one of them Grizzly blinds.
And Grizzly, as far as their coolers, I don't know about the blinds, so I'm not gonna speak on it. But as far as the coolers, it's the only one that I know of compared to Yeti, Orca, any of the other ones, the Grizzly's the only one that I know of that is 100% made in America. The materials, the assembly, everything is 100% made in America. So,
Like that.
yeah, a little shameless plug there. They don't sponsor us, but Grizzly, if you want to, you can. Because we will
Absolutely.
use them.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll pack them out here. We'll keep the beer cold. Yeah, that'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
Mm.
But
All right.
we're on a budget.
Very
and-
much so.
And we're going to go off our Field and Stream, and Moultrie just teamed up. So Moultrie is the official camera of Field and Stream. So at our local Tractor Supply, Field and Stream has 4-panel and 5-panel hard blinds.
Really?
And I want to say they're under $1,000.
It's not bad.
I don't think it has a stand with it, but I mean, our
Yeah, but
Rhino
still.
platform that we got, it'll probably hold that, because I think the
Yeah.
platform's rated for 500 pounds. I don't think that thing weighs like 100.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't.
The only thing I don't like about it doesn't have a floor in it.
Oh, that's
So-
where the platform comes in.
Yeah, but you know, how much heat you gonna hold on a piece of expanded metal?
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, because me and Holden sat in it the final youth day last year, and I thought that poor young
and
man
that's
was
the
gonna
middle of January.
he was gonna freeze to death. But he stuck it out. I got to give it to him.
I'll tell you this, I'll take my Rhino and I set it up, man. I'll tell you, you set it on the ground and you run that little buddy heater. You got to clear the ground out first so it's bare dirt.
Yeah.
But you take that Rhino, you set it down, you clear everything out so it's bare dirt, and you run that heater in there, that dirt will insulate it, man, and it stays warm in there.
Yeah.
And that's how me and Dad hunted late season in Ohio.
Yeah.
Just sat in that Rhino, cleared the ground out so it was bare dirt. Man, I'm telling you, that thing had snow on top of it, and I was coming out of clothes because it was so warm in there.
Yep.
Because, you know, my dad, he wears the Osseo gear, and he'd be all bundled up walking in. It wasn't 10 minutes after we got in there, he's like, all right, I got to take this off. And he's getting out. So, yeah, if you set them up right, they'll hold heat.
And what do you think about that new Osseo camo?
I like it.
I do too. It's pretty slick.
And I really like my biggest thing with the Osseo gear is it's made here.
Yeah.
This Joe Miles. I mean, he's from Camden.
Yeah.
He ain't but 45 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
But
I like their gear.
it is nice.
I've spent so much money on my
Yeah.
First Light stuff, dude. I just can't. I
And
can't get rid of it.
Yeah, see, that's kind of where I am right now with my Huntworth stuff. Because when we got up with these Foggy Buck guys talking to Brad and Jody, and I actually got to see the Huntworth stuff in person, because there's nowhere around here that sells it.
Mm-mm.
We don't have a Menards or anything like that here that sells it. All that's North, Midwest, and all that good stuff. So for the first time when I met these guys at the trade show and got us hooked up with them, is when I actually got to see the Huntworth stuff in person and got to see the heat boost technology actually work. Man, I fell in love with it, and I've been buying it. I bought a bunch of stuff from them. I ordered a bunch more stuff on their Father's Day sale because I had that on my Facebook. They had Father's Day 25% off the entire website.
Yeah.
So I went in and I ordered myself a bunch of my own Father's Day presents. But yeah, I mean, that heat boost, man, it ain't no joke. And I'm not gonna name drop the camouflage pattern I was wearing last year. If you want to go down the rabbit hole, you can go look at some of my videos and figure it out. But I was in Ohio and I was bundled up head to toe in bibs, vests, jackets, the whole 9 yards. The 30-something degrees with a north wind right in my face, and I like to froze. And I got into the Huntworth not long after that, and that has not been an issue since. So, I will stand as far as keeping you warm, and I think the patterns are just badass.
Yeah,
I mean, that Huntworth, that Tarnin is badass.
That is a badass.
So,
camo. I like it.
but yeah, that was the biggest thing for me, man. When I like to froze hunting Ohio in November, it's like, yeah, I got to get out of this. I got to get in something that actually keeps me warm.
I haven't. Now, I take that back. I have been cold in my First Light gear, but it's been my feet that has been cold
Yeah.
because
Well, you got the lacrosse boots, don't you?
I do now.
Okay, yeah.
Did you
That
hear?
I got them. That makes a big difference.
Yeah. Did you? Now I got two set. I got a pair of lacrosse alphas, which is my regular green ones that are insulated, and then I got a pair of the First Light camouflage insulated ones.
Yeah.
And did I tell you what made me buy insulated boots?
What's that?
So I got up in the stand one day in my saddle, like I'm in my platform. This was before I got my rhino stand and started hybrid hunting. So I'm standing on my platform and my feet are just about to freeze because I didn't have insulated boots. I had on wool socks, trying to do my best. You know, once that rubber gets cold,
Yeah,
I mean it's like a shell, man. You're
Yeah.
just putting your feet in ice. And I was like, hey, I got some foot warmers in my backpack. I was like, okay, so I might be able to shimmy off these boots and put a foot warmer on and slide them back in. So first boot comes off without a hitch. Foot warmer goes on right back in the boot.
Yeah, you told me about this. I remember now.
Second boot comes off, and I'm standing on my Predator platform, 1 foot, balancing, trying to put this foot warmer on, and I lose my balance, and I have to catch myself, and I watch my boot fall 25 feet to the ground. And it was one of them oh shit moments. Like,
Yeah.
either you got to,
Damn it.
I mean, and I tried everything. Like I broke one of my carabiner, broke the clip off of it, tied my bow rope to it just to see if I could get it
Tried to
down
hook
there.
it to pull it back up there.
Just to hook that lacrosse strap, just to pull it back
Yeah.
up. For 30 minutes, I fished.
You seen a deer that morning, didn't you?
No, I
No,
didn't,
you did
because
not.
after that 30 minutes of fishing, dude, I had to wait because I had to climb down my Predator sticks. So I mean, you can
Without a
see the
boot
teeth on them things. It's gnarly, and with a boot off.
God, ain't no way.
You know what I had to do? I was like, I know that's gonna hurt
I
like a
just sat up there and
mofo.
froze. Damn that.
I waited till my foot was just frozen solid.
So you
where
couldn't feel
I
nothing?
really couldn't feel nothing.
And wait on the frostbite to kick
Yeah,
in. Then I don't have to worry
We're
about
right above frostbite. Because this is late season, man. It is brutal cold.
it. Yeah, it's cold.
Because once it turns cold in South Carolina,
It's cold.
it usually sticks around for a little while.
Yeah, that's the temperatures here. I mean, they go to extremes. It is like right now with the heat index past couple of days, it's been over 100.
Yeah.
105, 110, and then the heat leaves. But
I seen a bird the other day blow on a worm before he ate it.
I tell you, I was so tired at work the other day from this heat. I got home, I took a shower, I sat down in my recliner, and I was drinking me a cold beer. I heard a knock at the door. I went and got it. It was my ass dragging in. That's how hot it is. But whenever it gets cold here, the humidity don't leave.
No, it sticks with
So, I mean, you got to think, you're sitting at 25 degrees is your high, and you still got 70-80% humidity. You got another sugar incident?
I hope not. It's sitting on the counter. That looks like a Hudson.
All right. God, we're already right at an hour into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to cover any of my farm stuff, or are we going to wait for another one?
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and do it now?
Yeah, we go ahead and do it now.
Okay.
So, what have you been doing over there on your farm?
So, I'm going to take the Ohio farm first, just because that was
a big job up there y'all did.
Oh yeah, that was a big job, and it was a very short trip. So I'm on an Ohio lease, me, my dad, and then a buddy of mine and his dad. It's the 4 of us on a lease up in Ohio. It's a little over 400 acres. Really good guys up there. Love them to death. But we went up there. So let me back up a little bit before I tell y'all exactly what we did. We went last summer. Had a bunch of good bucks on camera. 4 or 5 shooters. And more coming in during the rut. Probably August, September, right before season comes in up there. They had a drought. Everything dried up. We have a creek bed on the property. But everything was bone dry by the time we got up there to hunt. And in those couple weeks, month or so of a drought, a lot of those bucks had left. The buck that I killed up there, he was a management buck. because we only have one shooter buck on there, and our standards up there that we all agree to is 4.5 years or older. That's it. It don't matter if he's a little dinky 6-point.
Yep.
He's got to be at least 4.5 years old unless we all agree to put him on the management list.
Yep.
All of our shooter bucks were gone except for one. He had stuck around, and we had like 3 or 4 management bucks. So we went up there, me and Brett, which is one of the other guys on the lease. Through work, I got a 150 or 250 gallon tank, like a trough Tractor Supply style tank, and got it for free through work. That's right. Falling on a budget, baby.
Yeah.
And we had 2 more sitting up there. They're gone now. If I'd thought about it, I'd have got you.
Should have hollered at a boy.
But anyway, I do apologize. I'll buy you a beer for that one. But so we went up there and see on this property we've got a spot that we call the South Pasture.
Yeah.
It's about a ½ acre, and we've got it set up with the landowner. And it's a ½ acre at the very back of a cow pasture that butts up to where the timber kicks in, and the creek bed runs right there behind it. The same creek bed that had dried up last year. So we've got a ½ acre back there. It's completely fenced off. The cattle can't get in there. And so we went in there. We plant it with a food plot every year. You know, turnips, clovers, the whole 9 yards. And we took that 250 gallon tank, and me and Britt, we went up there by hand, 2 shovels, and dug a hole and sat this thing down in there. And we knew some rain was coming in. It was just a weekend trip. We couldn't really do a whole lot. So we backed out that afternoon, went, got something to eat, took a shower, went to bed, and we had already had it settled down in the hole, and we filled in around it. So, all right, we're good to go. We'll let the rain fill it, and whatever the rain don't fill, we'll fill the rest of it tomorrow. I'm here to tell you, if you're going to put in a watering hole, you weigh that thing down before the first rain comes in. Because when I got there, we pulled up on the side-by-side, and the hole is here, full of water, and my tank has come up out the ground and shifted probably 2 or 3 yards and is sitting at an angle on the side, also full of water. Did I tell you how I fixed it?
No, you never told me how you got all the water out of the
Okay,
hole.
well, I'm going to tell you, God, and everybody how I fixed this problem. So I get my tank, and we slide it back over to the hole. That's also full of water. And I go down to my drawers up in Ohio where there's no humidity.
I wish
it's
I'd have been there
still
for
a little
this.
chilly. I get down to my drawers, and I climb into this tank and use my weight to shimmy it back down into the hole to the point where the top of it meets the water level, and the water starts pouring back in to take it the rest of the way down. And then we took all the mud and we had packed it in around it, and we can pull it up on trail camera now. It's been perfect ever since. But we got up there, we put some mineral out, the same mineral, got it out up in Ohio, put a couple moultries out. I've got another moultrie I pulled off of our farm here. It's not going to do a whole lot, so I'm going to ship it up to Ohio. And that's really all we've done in Ohio. Just cameras and mineral and that water tank. That's it.
Y'all are on a farmer lease, right?
Yeah, so we had the farmer. He went in, and we paid him, whatever it was that we were going to pay him. And at the north end of the property, we have another plot that's up there with a big box blind on it. And it was like, listen, whenever you go to plant your beans and all this, just go ahead and plant the beans in here. And whenever you spray this in here or whatever, and just leave it. Leave it standing whenever you pick the rest of your beans. And we just paid him market value for that amount of beans that's sitting in there.
Fair.
So now we'll have a good bean plot all the way through the late season up there, sitting in there. So we got that, but the landowner, he took care of that for us. Anything else up there, my buddy Travis that lives up there, he's used to be an outfitter, and this was one of the properties that he leased for his outfitting business. He's got out of the outfitting, and he now works full-time for Whitetail Properties. That's right. And but him being so local, I mean, he don't live 30, 45 minutes away from that farm. So as far as, little food plot work here and there, spraying, changing batteries out on camera, stuff like that, he handles all that for us. And I mean, we, take care of him at the end of the year kind of thing. But yeah, Travis takes care of a lot of stuff up in Ohio for us. And I'll tell you, if it was not for Travis, we wouldn't be able to be as successful as we are up there.
No.
I mean, we have killed some big deer up there. I think the only one right now that's on the list that hasn't is my dad.
And I mean, he killed. We talk about big deer. I mean, hell, he killed a doe up there that was 150 pounds. And I tell you, when we cut her open, she had twins. Cut her open, she had twins. He killed her in January. We cut her open.
She got bred
twins.
early.
Yeah.
She got bred real early.
So, but I mean, hell, that was his first time ever hunting with a muzzle loader. Yeah, that was his first deer ever in Ohio, and his first deer ever was a muzzle loader. It was a 150-something pound doe. And I need to pull. I've still got it on my freaking camera. I need to pull it off. I need to get it I need to get it over to you so we can put it together. I need to get my dad over here and do a video talking about it.
Yeah.
I know we touched on it last time.
We touched on it last episode. That was a cool hunt.
But the farm here at home, I said it's a permission piece. Been down there. I went yesterday. So we were supposed to record this yesterday.
Yep.
But I cut the whole 90-something acres in grass on my zero turn yesterday. And I was about to die in this freaking heat. But down there, the farm here at home, we just got, like I said, I went in there early before turkey season, planted those 2 food plots before we got up with these Foggy Buck guys. They failed miserably. I'm not going to say any names, but it's what it is. So really all I've done out there is I've got mineral out, got the Foggy Buck, the Rat Max out on both my stands. Got one camera set up on a scrape. I'm not going to do anything right there, which you know where that big scrape is.
Yep.
I'm not going to do any food, not going to do any mineral, I'm not going to do any food plot, none of that right there. I'm going to just go in, I'm going to hang a stand, and I'm going to leave it because it's just a natural, real big transition right there along the edge of the water. That's what I named the camera, is the water's edge.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it was a giant scrape. I mean, it's probably this big around on the ground, whatever. Me and you found it 2 years ago.
Yeah, that picture of Rowdy coming in was on a big scrape from last year. Well,
So,
you got Rowdy and then another small, probably like a 2-year-old come in behind him, and then you had High Right come in.
that scrape that we're talking about, Moose. You remember
Yep.
him from 2 years ago?
Yeah.
He's real wide, but he only had tines about like that right there. Yeah, I have him coming through there. Or I had him coming.
That deer that's showing up over here, he looks like that. He's gonna be real wide, short time.
Yeah, which I called him Moose. I've got 3 years worth of pictures of him, but I mean he stayed nocturnal on this farm. I never saw him in the daylight ever.
So he was traveling.
Yeah,
He was
that deer
roaming.
hard. But right there where that transition is, I got a camera there. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna hang another rhino. When I place another order with Fairdyne, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna do that. And then I went in and I just sprayed, killed off what was left of that other food plot, and I'm gonna go in here in about a month, put the Uncle Ted's in there, and that's really the extent of the
I'm ready
forest
to get this food plot mix in the ground. I'm super excited for especially
Yeah,
that
I'm
buck
looking forward
wild. I want to see some summer plots going in. We need to get over there and get that taken care of. I'm just waiting on a good planning out with some good rains. Really what I'm waiting on.
Man, I'm telling you, if we'd have been talking food plots, a month ago, rain would not have been a question.
No.
I mean, we had rain every day.
And
The
now
corn around my house, I mean, it's green as it can be, and it's over 6 foot. But now all that
the
same
corn going to the farm the other day, it was 10 foot tall already. It is huge corn.
and now it's already starting to bring.
Yeah, because
This
we ain't
heat,
got no rain. And it is brutal out there, I'm telling you.
I'm glad
We
that
keep talking about it, but y'all just don't understand how hot it is out here.
unless y'all local here to us, you just don't know. I'm telling you, Florida ain't got crap on South Carolina when it comes to humidity. I'm here to tell
Oh, we're
you.
going to catch some mess for that. I
Oh, yeah,
promise
I'm
you.
sure.
We're going to catch it for that.
Yeah, it's bad. I know.
All right, so back to the giveaway. This is what we're going to be giving away. Hunter said that he'd throw in a jar of top coat if we can get 100 likes on this video, which I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we can do 100. Like I said, we're trying to grow this thing. So you guys help us out. You like, comment, make sure it's got to be on YouTube. You can't see this on Facebook and comment, whatever. I mean, if you want to go share it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I greatly appreciate it. But this giveaway is going to be for YouTube only.
So, to win the bag of Rack Max and the top coat, if it gets put into it, all you got to do is go to our YouTube channel, like this video, make sure you're subscribed to us, and you hit that little bell so you get notified whenever we have something new come out. And go follow Foggy Buck on Facebook. You'll be entered. That's all you got to do.
Yep, and if we get on the YouTube page everybody who's likes, comments, everything, they're automatically going to get this as if they win. But we have to have at least 100 likes on the video, and I'll throw in a thing of the top coat with it out of my personal stash. So y'all go down there, like, comment, share it up, tell everybody.
Yep.
Get them out there.
Go head over to Foggy Buck Outdoors. Check them out. They got everything online. They got all their feed, seed, and mineral blends online. So you can go check them out. They do ship some of the small stuff. I'm sure they'll ship some bags of seed, some bags of feed to you, but I don't exactly know how much that's going to be. So
yeah, reach out to them guys. Tell them the Wicked Stick sent you, and they'll get you taken care of.
Yep, they will take care of you. They're good guys.
And if you don't know what you need, talk to Jody, talk to Brad. Those are the two guys you're going to talk to. Tell them what you got, depending on what time of year it is, what you're wanting to do, and they will point you in the right direction. They're really good guys to work with, and based on what me and Brandon want to do, that's why we've got two completely different seeds sitting up here, because me and Brandon have two completely different ideas of how we want to do the properties. But they know their product. They know it works. Just tell them what you got going on. Tell them, hey, listen, this is what I want to do. The guys over at Wicked Stick said you could help me out.
Yep.
And they will take care of it from there.
They will do it. And he was mentioning something the other day whenever he come by and dropped us off, which he had already mentioned to us on the phone, that we could build up our own blend that we wanted, because they have the seed mixes. Like, they don't sell just mixes. They have a bag of alfalfa, a whole bag of buckwheat, a whole bag of soybeans,
A whole bag of clover.
Yeah, whatever you want. A whole bag of turnips.
So if you want to go in and say, hey, I want 50% clover and 50% turnips,
there you go. You can make your own mix.
Yeah.
So we
BYOB.
We might might need
build your own blend.
There you go. We might need to build us a Wicked blend.
Hey, we've already got the Wicked mix.
Yeah, but that was just happenstance.
Yeah, I tell you, when we met these guys at the trade show for the first time, or actually it was our first time, I had already met these guys previously, got all this set up, and we went up there and they started talking to us about the feed, and I said, well, this is our Wicked mix, and I was like, that was it right then and there. They had the Wicked mix for the Wicked Sticks, baby.
Yeah, I'm sold. And it's pretty good feed. It is pretty good feed. I've only ran a bag of it so far, and it didn't last 3 days.
Yeah, I need to get mine. I need to go fill it back up.
Yeah. So are you going to run any feeders at all down at this farm? Have you even thought about it? Because that big plot that we sat in last year, that is the perfect size to put a feeder in.
Yeah, so I have ran a feeder before on that property. You remember that feeder I got from you a couple years ago?
Yeah, the game winner.
Yeah,
before we got
had
Moultrie.
Yeah. So I put the game winner out there.
It slings it too far.
Well, that and the deer, they just don't like it. Like, even going back to what we were talking about earlier, if you leave it in there and at a certain point it's just another feeder, just something about that farm and the way the deer are out there. I mean, 6 months later, they come in, sniff that feeder, and take off. But I take what's in the feeder, dump it on the ground, pull the feeder out, they were in there fine. I don't know what it was. I don't know.
Yeah, it took a little while for the deer at my house, my farm, to get used to it.
Let's see, I also didn't put that feeder out till right there at the beginning of the deer season.
Yeah.
So rifle season comes in September. The feeder's only been out there for about a month, so you got people shooting rifles, feeder, something new in the woods. It may have been it. If I go in February, March, put a feeder out and leave it, maybe. But right now, I'm just sticking with the mulcher cameras.
Yeah.
I'll go in there probably once a month or so, depending on how the food plots do, and I'll dump me a bag on the ground.
So since we've redid your mineral sites, have they been hitting them pretty good?
Yeah. Haven't seen a buck yet since we touched them back up, because once they dug that hole and they figured out they weren't finding anymore, they just kind of took off.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said,
they dug a hole.
Freaking hole looking for it.
There's a hole under my feeder because I'd actually took some of the Rack Max and mixed it in. You might have seen it on one of our videos. I actually mixed it in with the corn, which really didn't do anything. It just fell its way all the way through the feeder, and it's a gravity feeder, so the bottom of it's slitted, so all that Rack Max just fell out on the ground right there. And what they couldn't get out of the stump, they dug a hole up under the feeder to try to get to.
Yeah.
So
We have the picture proof.
It is powerful.
It works.
It works.
They do what they got to do to get some more of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, since we've touched it back up, I've had does and fawns coming in there. I've had some bucks come in. Oh, that's something we did not talk about. Scrape ropes.
Ooh, our new scrape ropes.
We just went and put them out over the weekend.
Yes, we did. I
Yes,
got one
we
right here.
did.
I do have one left that I'm supposed to go to somebody, and normally it's vacuum sealed, but apparently this one got poked.
All right, guys. So the Scrape Rope Company, Facebook, Instagram, they've got it. Go check them out.
Yeah, absolutely. These are, like I said, this one actually got popped, but most of the time it is just vacuum sealed, airtight. You can valve.
Yeah, we've got a video. Did you save that video?
Yeah,
Didn't you?
I got it.
So whenever we were putting them out at Farm Mission Piece here at home, whenever I took the knife and I just opened the bag, you could hear all the air going back in from where it was vacuum sealed. And these guys, they got them in 3 and 4 foot.
Yep, 3 and 4 foot,
got
and
three
they
and-
just come out with drag ropes, so they got
Okay.
drag ropes now too.
So you got a 3 and 4 foot scrape rope. You got a drag rope. And this is the first scrape rope that I've ever seen that in each individual package, he sends you a pack of leather gloves with it. They're vacuum sealed in there, so it's all scent free. And if you're like us and you're running the Black Widow and you're putting the branch butter in here, you're gonna want those gloves.
Yeah.
Because that stuff is no joke.
That stuff is stanky.
Yeah, I've got some on my pants, pair of jeans one year, and my wife threw them away because she could not get the smell out.
Yeah, that stuff is it's pretty tough.
But yeah, we got 6 of them out now.
Yep.
2 on my property and 4 on yours.
Nope. 2 on mine. No, 1 on mine. I got 1 of these on mine. You got 2 on yours, and Hunter Williams has got 2.
That's right. Hunter's got the other 2.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, we did that over the weekend too. We went out there and we got those scrape ropes out, got them hanging, and put the Black Widow branch butter in there with them. I completely forgot to bring that up.
Yep, I did too. That was something else we did. And these things, like, they got a hard wire tie made into them. I don't know if you can see it inside the bag there, but like they're all natural. They're legit.
If we take it out the bag, it'll kind of defeat the purpose of
Yeah,
it.
so I know that it's got a hole in it. Like I said, this was vacuum sealed, but apparently it got poked.
If I'd have thought about it, I'd have brought, because I've still got Hunters sitting in my house.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're still 100% vacuum sealed.
Vacuum sealed. You can't
But,
can't get them out.
We had cut it open and you could hear it. And it's, yeah. I don't think the vacuum at my house would have done it.
No.
Yeah.
But I
don't
like
think
that.
got anything
That's a
at my house
good
with that
quality
much
rope.
suction.
That's a good quality rope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's what 100% hemp rope, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's all natural rope.
But the guys there, they're cool as crap. They reached out to us. We got it all worked out, and yeah, you reach out to him, the Scrape Rope Co. Facebook and Instagram.
They're all over our Facebook, all
Yeah.
over our Instagram.
Just tell him the Wicked Stick sent you, and he'll get you taken care of.
Yep. Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
And it's, as far as inventory, seeing what you got on your property, just kind of seeing what deer you got going on, it is the easiest thing you can do. You go out to your property, find you a good spot, hang a rope, put a camera on it, and leave.
Yep.
No feed, just a little bit of Black Widow in there, and that's it. You're done. And once the deer come in and they start messing with it with the Black Widow, the natural scent off the deer, they'll take it over from there.
Mm-hmm.
I order a new tube of branch butter every year from Black Widow because I don't go through a whole tube. I'll go in, I'll use it one time, and then the deer take it over from there. And then once the spring rolls around, I'll touch it back up again and then leave it alone.
Yep.
So, yeah. I might use that much of the branch butter all year long, and the rest of the tube is...
Wasted.
Yeah, it's wasted. It is what it is.
You can't use it after it's been sitting out.
Yeah, I wouldn't... I mean, you could technically, but, I mean, Black Widow, it's 100%. It's all natural.
It's fresh
So,
too. Even the
yeah.
bottles, it's got the year made on it. So
Yeah, it's got
it is
the-
2025 season.
Yeah.
So
And, I mean, if you wanted to, you probably could push it. I wouldn't recommend it. They don't recommend it. Yeah. So, just... I replace mine every year.
Yep.
No matter how much I got left, and they've got... It's the only scent company that I know of that actually separates the northern and the southern deer.
Yep.
Because they do smell different.
Yep.
But,
Makes a difference.
Yeah, it does it makes a big difference. So whitetail, yes, a whitetail is a whitetail, but that's like saying a cow is a cow, or a horse is a horse.
Yeah.
You've got or a dog is a dog. You've got a bunch of different breeds of dog. You got a bunch of different breeds of horse. You got different breeds of whitetail.
Yep.
You have northern, you've got southern, and they smell different. Their diet's different. The water that they're drinking is different.
And deer don't deer around here.
No, they do not. That's why I hunt in Ohio.
That's why it's a struggle right now.
I'm telling you, you need to just come to Ohio with me. If I gotta tell you again, I'm gonna smack you on this camera.
I'm going. We just got to get the money right. I'm going.
Yeah, we need to talk to Hunter. We need to get that worked out.
Yeah.
That'll be on the back end. Y'all ain't gonna see none of that. Well, did we pretty much cover?
I
We
think
wanted
got
to talk
everything.
about the Foggy Buck and farm management. That's what they wanted to cover today.
Yeah, especially the Foggy Buck, because they have been awesome to us, and we can't thank them guys enough. I mean, they was on the way to vacation and dropped this stuff off to us,
Yeah.
so, I mean,
My man, he's coming from North Carolina and going on vacation. We put in an order. He's like, well, man, I'll just bring it to you. And he drove it to Brandon's house and dropped everything off on his way to vacation.
yeah, I mean, it don't get any better than that.
Yeah.
They're great guys, and we really do appreciate them.
Yeah, y'all check them out. Facebook, Instagram. They've got all your socials. They're on
TikTok, yeah.
TikTok. And reach out to them. Tell them Wicked Stick sent you. It'll help you guys out. It'll help us out. It's a win-win for everybody.
Yep.
Take care of your deer.
That's the way to do it right there.
They've got it.
That's the way to do it.
Especially in this heat. If
Yeah.
you're local to us, this will help take care of your deer.
Yep.
That and a little bit of water, and they will be just fine.
Be hammering it. All right, bud.
All right.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, I'm good with it, man.
Now we're episode 3 coming up. We know what that is.
Ohio.
The Ohio
The
Monster.
Ohio Buck.
The Ohio Monster.
Brad, I know you specifically asked to hear about it. You will have to come back for the next episode because that's when we're going to cover it.
Yep, it's coming. So y'all stay tuned. Make sure to go like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Get entered to win. Like this video. Subscribe to us. And go like Foggy Buck on Facebook.
So what kind of time frame are we doing on the giveaway?
So-
It is June 24th.
We'll give it a month.
Give it a month.
From the video release, we'll give it a month.
Okay. So when are we? I know you're a lot smarter than I am when it comes to the computers. You do all the editing and stuff. I just show up, drink beer, and talk shit.
Yeah.
So when are we thinking? You just want to do the entire month of July? Play it safe?
Yeah, we'll just do it like that.
So
'cause
July
it's gonna take me a couple days to get this edited out. So.
The end of July, beginning of August?
Yeah. Well, let's just do it. July 31st is when we're doing the
Okay.
giveaway.
July 31st will be the cutoff. Are we going to wait until then to do the Ohio Buck video? Or are we going to announce the winner of the giveaway in video 4?
We'll probably do it on live. We'll probably go live and do a
Okay.
live giveaway like we did last time.
Because the next 2 weeks I'll be on night shift.
Yeah.
So, it'll be, unless we do it in the middle of the week, late in the afternoons like we are today, it'll probably be at least 2 weeks before I can get over here and do another film.
That'll work.
So, yeah. So, you got until the end of July. Get on there, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share it, tell everybody about it. If we get 100 likes on the video, I'm going to throw in a thing of the top coat. But 100% somebody's going to win a bag of the Rack Max.
Yep. We'll ship it anywhere to you just so you can try it out.
Yep. We'll
We hope
ship
ya-
it. Well, if you're close enough, I'll bring it to you myself. We'll ship it, whatever we got to do.
And I hope y'all go check them out on go to their website, check them out, because like I said, they got everything on there, the feed, the seed, and the mineral, and the top
Yep.
coat. So
They've got you covered from beginning to end.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
all right, guys. Well, thanks for staying tuned, and look out for more coming, because
Yeah, this was a long one. We're about an hour and a half into this one. That was good.
This is a winner.
You start drinking cold beer and talking deer. The time just goes, man.
Yep. All right, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Stay tuned for
Love
the
you.
next one.
Mean it. Stay wicked.
Go shoot your bow.